Oh, hello everybody. We are live from inside of my classroom, and we're going to be talking today about multiplication and division, more or less division. I just want to let you know that multiplication is division. We're going to be off of levels 3 through 5. Those of you that are joining us on another site, today's date is September 9th. If you need to go back and find that date. Again, we're doing levels 3 through 5 from simple to complex. We're just going to jump right on into it because there's a lot of information here. If we lose one of these sites, you just have to go back and try to find it. We all over the place. But I'm going to try to move through it real fast but slow so that no one won't lose anything. Okay, just going to jump right onto it. As we said, multiplication is division. Multiplication is division. So we have to ask ourselves, what is multiplication? Multiplication is taking that given number, which is that counted number on the right side, and count it that many times by addition for that multiple. That was a lot within itself. So let me just show you what I mean by that. If we have 4 times 3, not a good marker. If we have 4 times 3, right? 4 times 3. Now, here 4 would be our multiple because the first number that is on the left side is always going to be your multiple. And then the number on your right, on the right of your time sign, is always going to be that given number or your counted number. And of course, we know the equal sign means is, and we're going to get the product, which is the answer. Now, we can use several methods to get this answer, but we also can use things called an array. So I just want to show you how to get it with an array, and then it's going to be more helpful to you when we get into this division, and then you'll be able to go back and see all of this stuff, and it'll be more helpful to you, hopefully. If you do have any questions or concerns, leave your comments in the commentary below. So I can make sure I can hear you. Leave your comments below so that I can try to answer your questions while we're on live. If not, you can always inbox me later, and I can try to answer for you there. All right, let's go. Let's do this with the array. All right, the first number here, this first number tells us how many times this is our multiple. So this is going to be our line going down. So this number here is telling us how many times we're going to count this number, and this is going to be our number going across. Okay, it's just like a cross signal, but it's more like I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, this is going to be our 4 side over here, and this right here is going to be our 3. You with me so far? This is our 4, a line going down, and a line going across is going to be our 3. And here in this corner pocket is the time signs. Okay, that's the time sign. So this is telling us that we need 4 things going down and we need 3 things going across. So when you get done, this is the way it's going to look. If you have 4 going down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And inside this body is what is supposed to equal to what is here. Now, if this doesn't equal to what is here, then it's going to be absolutely wrong. So if we have 3 going across, we're going to have this one being 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be on every single line. Every single line. Again, this is an array for those of you who don't know. I may be saying it incorrect, but that's what I call it. Sometimes I call it array, just however I feel for that day. So this is an array. This is how you do an array method. The first number is your multiple. I'm just going to put that up there for you. The first number, that number is your multiple. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to use a series of colors so it'll make it a little easier for you. That first number is always going to be your multiple. This second number is going to be your counted number. Your counted number. That's your how many times, okay? That's your how many times. How many times what? How many times you're going to add this number? So you'll add this number 3 times. 4 will be added 3 times. So This is an airy way of getting the answer. And what you would do, you would count the ones that are inside to get the answer. And you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that will tell you that 3 times this 4 or 4 times this 12, 4 times this 3 is 12. That's the product. The product is 12. So also, you can use another method as well to get this answer, and we're going to show you that one as well. I'm going to try to keep this one up here without running out of boardroom. There's another way you can get this answer. Please pay attention because it's going to get kind of tricky, going to get kind of funky in the end. So let's do this one. Remember, 4 is our multiple, and 3 is our counted number. It's going to tell us how many times we add to get to this number that we need to get to the product. So we're going to add 4 according to this counted number 3 times. So here's another way we can do it. We can add 4 plus 4 plus 4 to get a product, because that's what the multiple tells us. It tells us to add 4 3 times. And here is our 4. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 4s. 3 4s. And this is our addition sign. So we are actually adding them 3 times. All right, let's count. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then you're going to bring down your sign, which is a plus sign, plus 4 more. Now 8 plus 4 more is 12. So our product here is the same as the product here when we done it by the array. Now, let's show you another method. I'm going to try to keep these here without running out in the boardroom once again. But I'm going to show you again another way, a more of a core standard of a way, a more of a core form, how to also get this answer to 4 times 3. Now, we're going to move down here just a little bit. Let's see. I want to make sure you can see it. Yeah, let's do it right here. Right here. Everyone looking. Now, remember, 4 is going to tell us how many times, 3 is going to tell us how many times we need to count this multiple. So, how many circles do you think we need?
4.
We need 4 circles. 1, 2. Actually, we need 3 circles, because the 3 is telling us how many times. 1, 2, 3. Now, you don't have to use circles. You can use squares, triangles, whatever kind of shape you want. Just long as you have the right amount here. Doesn't matter what size they are. They don't have to be all the same size. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the information correctly. Now, remember, the how many times counted is the 1, 2, 3 circles. Now, your multiple, your repeated number, always go inside the circle. You can't do this backwards. I know 3 times 4 and 4 times 3 is the same. You're going to get the same result. That is true. But when you're talking about arrays and when you're talking about core standard ways, there's a certain order of operation you must follow in order to get this correct. And so that what we're saying about how to get these answers, that is absolutely true. We have to know that the counted number is the second number, and that's how many times you're going to add that particular number, okay? So we're going to have 4 dashes in here, 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's look what we have here. Now, we have 4 here, 4 there, and 4 there. Now, if we count these, 4 plus 4 is 8. And then plus the 4 more with a here, those 4 is 12. So we still have the same product. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, you should come out with the same result. Because if you don't come out with the same result, then you may need to check it because something is absolutely wrong. Something is off. These are 3 ways. I hope it didn't confuse you, but these are 3 ways you can get the answer to a multiplication problem. So we're moving from multiplication to division because addition is multiplication, but guess what division is? Division is multiplication. All right. I hope you got all that. So we're going to keep on moving and straight going on into the division part. And there's a good thing to know about this while when you're doing these is to know your timetables. That's a good thing to know. You must know your timetables in order to do this, because if you don't know your timetable, it's gonna be a little off for you. And when you don't know your timetables, you can use that correlate that we showed you down below, or you can use the array to get the answer to those particular problems. So either way, it's still gonna work for you. And you're about to see now that multiplication is indeed division. Same thing. And you're also going to use another method. So let's go. Let's take something simple as 2, and we're going to put it inside the house. Or 4. Now, we want to look at something before we even do that. We're going to put the 2 here. Before we do this, I want to show you something. Let's set it off to the side so you can better view it. Let's put the 2 here. And it's going to be times something. Times something is going to give us 4. 2 times something is going to give us 4. Now, we don't know what that something is. But we can use our division, or we can count by 2s to get to what the answer is. And that'll be a lot of trouble. If you count by 2s, you can say 2 and then 4. So you put 2 in there. That 2 right there is there. So 2 plus 2, that is 4, of course. And then you know that 2 belongs in the box. Now, let's look at this. We say multiplication is division, right? Yeah. So what we're doing is we have one number here on the outside, and we have one number on the inside. We'll get into what all these numbers are called here in a little while. But we have this number on the outside and one number on the inside. What we're doing is we're trying to put this number into the inside of this number. The only way you can do this is the number on the outside has to be smaller than the number on the inside. It's just like going inside of a house. The door has to be big enough to put the refrigerator in, because if the door is not big enough to put the refrigerator in, normally you find yourself having to cut the door down, right? Just to put it in. So it's the same thing. You can't stretch it. Not like us, where you can stretch it and keep putting food in us. It's not like us. You have to just do it this way. So 2 into 4, how many times 2? How many 2s are inside of this 4? This is what they want to know. How many 2s can you put inside this 4? 2. 2. How do you know? Let's show you something. Remember this circle here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This circle here has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines inside of it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, we can group these set of 2s like this. This is 2, and this is 2. Now, both of these groups fit inside this group of 4. You see that? Because they both are still inside this circle. When they both are still inside this circle, we can put 2 inside of it, which is our multiplication problem. So 2 goes right above this number. And we have to line these numbers up. It has to go right above the number that you put it into, or otherwise it's not right. So now we will multiply 2 times 2, which is 2 times 2 we have here, and that is 4. And that answer goes right underneath where we started at. And then our line, so we can subtract it. And then once we subtract it, we always subtract multiplication, but we add answers in division, but we add in long multiplication. Yeah, right there. And then we just subtract 4 minus 4. Any number minus itself is 0. So we have nothing left. So we have a number. We have this letter here. This letter here means R. It means remainder. And remainder means what is left. What is left after you do that? What's left after you do that? What's left? Nothing. So it's 0. We don't even have anything to do a fractional term with, because the remainder is 0. Now we're going to move on. Remember we said from simple to complex. Complex means it's getting a little bit harder. Let's take this 2 again. And we're going to take this 2 and we're going to put it inside. And we're going to do this 5. Remember what we said. Now we have this circle. All right. We have this circle now. We can only put even. We have to group things evenly. That's the only way we can group it. It has to be even. Now this is our 5 circle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many 2s can we get inside this 5 evenly?
4.
Hello, no.
I mean 2.
2, because let's look. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can only group these 2. Now, what do we have left outside of the circle?
1.
We have 1 left outside the circle. So we cannot group no more than 2. So this 2 will only go inside of this 5 2 times. So it'll be 2 times 2 equals 4. And this 4, remember the answer goes right underneath. So that's a 4. And 5 minus 4 is 1. So now we have something left over. Our remainder is 1.
This looks easy.
From simple to complex. All right, let's keep going. Now we're going to take a little bigger number.
Let's try higher number.
Let's take 2 numbers inside. All right. Let's say 3 into 10. Now we have 2 numbers inside our house. It's good to know your multiplications again here. All right. Now, again, within that, do we need to draw this, or can we just count by 3s?
We count by 3.
We're just gonna count by 3s, and we're gonna see how many 3s, how many groups of 3 can go inside this 10. How many groups of 3 can go inside this 10? So first of all, let's draw some groups to start out with, and put just some 3s here so we can add some things up. So 3 plus 3 here is 6. So we're not at 10 yet.
Nope.
Because 3 won't go into 1, so we have to say 3 into 10. So let's keep going. We need another circle here. 1, 2, 3. Remember, 3 is your multiple. So that's going to be your repeated number, okay? So 6 plus the 3 is 9. So how many circles did it take? 1, 2, 3. Now we're at number 9 now. So we can't go any farther, because if we go any farther, we're going to be past 10. If we add 3 more, we're going to be past 10. So we're saying 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 equals 9.
So we're going to put it in 9.
So if 3 times 3 equals 9, why did I put the 3 over the 0?
Because
we were multiplying in the 10s.
Because we
we was multiplied by 3.
We was multiplying by the 1s.
Because we divided into the 10s. We divided into the whole 10, the whole number. We didn't just divide into, we divided into the 1s, but we didn't just divide into one number. We divided into the second number, which is the 1s. It's a little different. We divided into the 1s. We didn't divide a number into the 10s place. We divided a number into the 1s place. So our number would go over the 0. And 3 times 3 would be 9. And we'll subtract. So 10 minus 9 is 1. And our remainder would be 1.
It looks like a cube.
All right, let's take it up a notch. Are y'all ready to level up?
Yes!
Let's level up. We're going up to 3 numbers.
Yes.
3 numbers. 3 numbers. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
That's our house, and we'll discuss what all this is. Remember later. All right, let's take it up to 5, 6, 3.
And let's put a
And let's put
5 right there.
24
7.
on the outside. That's a big number, isn't it?
Yeah.
24. How many groups of 24 will go into this big old number? Do you know?
No.
I don't know. We got to do a little work. First of all, let's look at it. Can we put 24 into 5?
No.
Can we put 24 into 56?
Yes. Hold on, no.
How many times can we put 24 into 56?
1.
Let's see.
We can put it in.
Let's see. Let's take the 56 and subtract the 24 from it. 4 minus 6 is 2. 2 minus 5 is 3. We have 32. But this number is 24. So I think we can put it in there one more time.
We can try 3.
So this is one time. Let's subtract another 24. We're going to make that a 12. And we're going to make that a 2. What is 4 minus 12?
4 minus 12 is 8.
It's 8. So that is 2. So that's 2 24s that went inside of this 56.
Ooh.
2 groups of 24s went into 26.
Wow.
Now, another way we could have found that out, instead of subtracting, we also could have multiplied. We could have did 24 times 1. We know any number times 1 is 24. So 24 is not enough. So we go on up to the next number, which is 2. Right? And then we multiply. That's 2 groups of 24. So 2 times 4 is 8. What is 2 times 2?
4.
4. 2 times 2 is 48. Now, if we add another group of 24, would that be enough or too much?
Too
Too much. Why? Because we have 20. We have 48. And this is like saying 20. This is in the family of 20. And if we add it, we'll have 68. That's way too much, right?
We gotta do a lower
So
number.
we're going to do 2. Now, where does the 2 go?
The 2
On
goes
top
on
of
the
the
6.
six.
It goes on top of the 6. Why?
Because we don't.
We're dividing into the 10.
Because we're divided into the tens place. Because the hundreds place, that wasn't enough. So we had to divide the 2 numbers into the 2 numbers. Now we have to multiply. We're multiplying 24 times 2. Now, check this out. On a place value note, let's show you this. This is an imaginary 0. And I'm going to show you where that 0 is going to come from. We're going to the first row. 20 times 24. What's that answer? 48. And we're going to put that right there. And now we're going to subtract. So what are we doing?
We need to borrow.
No, the first thing we need to do is we need to bring down that 3. Because that's an imaginary 0 underneath, right?
Put a 0 right there.
So let's bring down this 3. And now we need to borrow 1 from 5. So that's 5 minus 1 equals 4. And the 4 is going to go here. And the 1 is going to go here with the 16. All right. Now we can subtract because we have, it's subtractable. We have the big number on the top and the little number on the bottom. So how do we subtract 16 minus 8? 8. It is 8. And what do we do here? 4 minus 4. Do we need to bring down the 0?
No.
It's not necessary, is it?
No.
So now, look where we're at. We're over in the 1's place. Now we have to put 24 into 83. Check this out. We already know it's not 2, right?
Yeah.
So let's go on and multiply again.
Let's put 4.
24 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Uh-oh.
96.
That's too
way
much.
too much.
That's too much. So we have to go down a number. So we'll go 24 times 3. What's 24 times 3? 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 1.
It will be 6. I
6
mean 7.
plus 1 is
That's too
7.
much.
72. So we have to use 3 because 4 is way too much. So let's use 3. So we'll have right up here on up top here, we'll have 3 because it's in the 1's place. And you guys are going to trip on me in a minute because I'm going to show you some stuff that you probably didn't know. This is a place value way to find the answer to a division problem, which is cool. But you're going to see what's going to happen. All right. So now we have 3 times 24. 3 times 24 is 72. And then we subtract. Now what do? 3 minus 2, 1. 8 minus 7, 1. Now we have a remainder of how many?
We have
a remainder of 11. And if we wanted to write this answer, first of all, let's show you something. I know this looks kind of like this looks a little weird, don't it?
Yeah.
This looks a little weird. But let me tell you what really is going on. What they're doing is this is the same thing that you would do if you were multiplying it by these two numbers. Let me come off to the side because I really want to show you this. This is the same thing as saying 24 times 20. Let's take a look. 24 times 20. Now, we're just going to put this 0 over here because that 0 is going to cancel itself out anyway, because any number times 0 is 0 anyway. So let's just bring down the 0 here. And then 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, let's look over here. We have 480 here when we multiply it, and we have 480 here. Why do you think that's so? Because multiplication is nothing but division. It's nothing but multiplication is nothing but division. And the same answer you have here, when you do it in a place value term, you have the same thing in your body here. It should be the same. If when you multiply these back, if you're using the place value method, this has to be the same as over in your body. And depending on which one you do, which row you're on, those zeros it's going to get extended. It's going to keep extended because this can turn into thousands up on top. So what you're going to do is to get this answer here, the only thing you're going to do is you're going to add now 20 plus 3 and 20 plus 3 because 3 is in the ones place by itself. 2 here is in the tens place. So you have 23. So simply what you're doing is you're moving this 3 down. That's it. It takes a place up on top of the roof. That's all it's doing. It takes a place on top of the roof, but you can see it better because it's in a place value term. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what if I wanted to write that answer into a fractional term? If I put it into a fractional term, I have 23 and 11 over 24. I can't simplify it any farther because I have an even number and an odd number here. So on the end, so I can't make it go any farther. So our fractional answer would be 23 and 11 over 4. I know that's a lot of information, right?
Yes.
Any questions? Anybody at home? Do you have any questions? Any questions?
No.
Anybody at home? Any questions?
No.
Any questions? Do we have any questions?
No.
All right. Anybody? Okay, we're just going to keep going. We're going from multiplication to division. Let's go a little bit step farther. Now we're going to do 3 numbers. Let's do 3 numbers. We're going 3 numbers. 3 numbers on the outside. 1,
2, 3.
Okay, if that's the way you want to roll. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now, what do we need in here?
5.
At least 5 numbers?
No.
5 numbers?
No, 3. No, 3. I do 2.
Let's do 5 numbers.
No. That's
Let's do 4,
7,
2,
4,
7,
8.
8. One more number.
9.
9. Now, that's a big number, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, and what goes here?
Comma. 5.
All right. Now we have 123. It's a 42,789. Remember what I told you. You always look at the first number first. With 120, this is a whole number because it doesn't have a decimal in it. So it's 123 into 4.
Nope.
Won't work, will it?
No.
123 into 42.
Yes. No.
So we can get, how many groups can we get out of in 42 of 123?
3.
None. So now we got to look at 123 into 427. This is just like ABC order.
Yes.
If one number don't work, go to the next order. Next number. It's the same thing. Let's try that. Now, 123 into 427.
Yeah.
Right? It'll work. So how are we going to do it? Let's look at it. Let's Let's examine this number. Let's examine this number, 427 and 123. Both of these are in the hundreds place, right? So we know for sure, because we have 23 more, we know for sure we're going to use 3 of them. 3 of these hundreds out of this 400. We know for sure we're going to use 3 of them because we have 400. We know we're going to use 3 of them. So we know it's going to go 3 times. So let's go on and do that. 123 times 3. Because we know we're going to use 3 of them because we have 400. Okay? Let's multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. We have 369. Now, we can do 2 things. One of 2 things. We can either subtract 427 from 369 and see how many is left, or we can multiply 123 by the next multiple, which is 4. What do we do?
Multiply.
Multiply. Let's go. 123 times 4. 3 times 4.
12. I'm at 12.
2 times 4.
8.
Plus 1.
9.
4 times 1.
4. Too much.
492. That's too much, right? So we got to go with our first mind. So it's going to be how many? 3. Where's the 3 going to go?
Under 4. What?
Now, hold on.
3 is going to go above the 7.
Above the 7. Above the 7. Why above the 7?
Because we're
In the
dividing into the hundred.
Because we're dividing into the hundreds. Very good job. We're dividing into the hundreds. And what number is the 7 in? What place?
The hundreds.
In the hundreds place. So it'll be 3 what?
300.
300. 300. There are 300 sets of 123 into that number, okay?
Yes, no.
All right. So 300 times 123, what is that answer?
That would be. That'd be 300.
That'd be
369.
That'd be.
And we have to subtract. Now look, we have a problem. What do we do next?
bring down the 8.
Bring down the 8. Wait a minute. We have a 9 over there. Why we can't
Bring down the 9 too.
You never bring down. You only bring down one number at a time.
One number at a time because we're thinking about place value. Ones, tens, hundred thousands, 10,000. So you one number at a time is what you bring down. And this is an imaginary what?
0.
Now we have 2 zeros. 2 zeros. Because we did it into the hundreds. See? 2 zeros because we started into the hundreds. Remember? All right, let's go. What's next? We have another problem.
It's 7. You gotta borrow.
We're going to borrow 1 from the 2. So 2 minus 1 equals 1. The 1 goes
Above the 2.
here. And this here, 1 goes with the 7 to make that a 17. All right. We got another problem. We can't take 6 away from 1. So what do? We got to regroup again. So we're going to take that 1 away. We're going to borrow 1 from this 4. So 4 minus 1 equals 3. The 3 goes here. And this is going to become 11. So now we have 11 minus 6, 17 minus 9, and 3 minus 3. And we just bring down one number at a time and bring down the 8 first. So that you won't get confused, it's best to just leave the zeros off. But since we're showing place value, we're going to add them. Now, what's 9 minus 17?
9 minus 17 equals.
Hold up.
9 minus 13, 14, 6. Wait,
9 minus 17?
9.
7.
8.
Wait, 8. Yeah.
8. Good job. 6 minus 11?
6 minus
11.
5.
5. Good. And what do we do about the 3 minus?
That's
Is it necessary?
No.
No.
Look what we have. 123 into 588. Uh-oh.
5.
How many you think it's going to be?
5.
We know it's not 4 because 4 is not enough. We already did 4, right? So let's try 5. Let's try 5. 123 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Put up your 1. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1, 6. 615. So that is too much. So we have to go with this one.
That was
Now, since we're putting it into 588, where do you think that's going to go?
400.
Where is it going?
It's going under the what?
No.
Over
Where's
the
the 4 go? Over the 8. Why?
because we're multiplying in the tens now.
Into the 10s now. So that's going to be 40 up there, right?
Yes.
123 into 588. But look where the 8 is at. The last number is in what place? The 10th place. So 40 is a group of 10, right?
Yes.
So it goes into the 10th place. All right. So what's that answer? 492. 492. What are we doing next? Subtract.
Bring down the 9.
Bring down the 9. Very good. Bring it down to 9. What's next?
And subtract 8 times 2, that's 7.
8 times 2?
8 times 2 is 6.
8 times 2?
6.
Yes.
8 times 2?
No, it's 8 times. It's 8
8 minus 2 is
7.
6. Now what do? We got a problem.
8 minus
We have to borrow. We have to regroup. So let's borrow 1 from this 5. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Where's the 4 going?
Over the 5.
Over the 5. Where's the 1 going?
Beside the 8.
Beside the 8. So we're losing the 8 and making it an 18. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
What's 18 minus 9? Good job. Is this necessary?
No.
No.
Zero.
What are we doing next?
We gotta multiply again.
What are we going to multiply?
9.
100. What are we going to try?
9.
Why are we going to try 9?
Because there's 100.
Because there's 900. So let's go on and try 9 and see if it's going to work. Because we're dealing with hundreds. So let's go on and we got some extra numbers here. So let's go on and try 9 because we have 900. All right? Are we ready? All right. 123 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Carry a 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 2.
20.
20. Carry a 2. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 2.
11. It's
That's
too much. So it should be like 8 or something.
So let's try 8. Let's erase some of this stuff.
Erase it.
Let's try 8. All right?
One.
Tear down. 123 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 2.
17, 18.
18. Carry your 1. 8 times 1 is
8.
19. 9. 984. But we need 969. So guess what? It's too much. So let's go down the number. Let's try 7. 123 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 2. 16. Carry your 1. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1, 8. 861. Is that enough?
No.
Is that not enough?
It is.
That's enough. Because remember, 7 was too much. So we're going to use 8 was too much. We're going to use 7. Where's 7 going to go?
7 gonna go
Seven gonna go
over the 9.
Over the 9. Why? Because
Because we're multiplying in
in the
the
ones place. This whole number. We're trying to put it into this whole number. So this is going to be a 7. Now, let's look. What was that answer? 861. Let's subtract. 9 minus 1 is
9 minus 1 is 8.
6 minus 6 is 0.
0.
9 minus 8, 1. That's a big number. But what do we have left?
We can't subtract anymore, so that's our remainder.
That's our remainder. Remainder is 108.
108.
That is a huge number to have left over. That's a lot to have over. But let me show you something. It's okay to have that big number left over. what you have left over has to be smaller than your multiple. It has to be smaller. If it's bigger, if you turn out this number is larger than this number, then something is wrong inside of here. So what are we going to do here to put these numbers at home?
Drop them.
Drop them. Let's just drop them. So let's just drop them. Forget the place value and let's just drop them. 4 and what going here?
7.
We just dropping them. That's it. Now let's multiply the 347 times 123 and make sure that it is correct. 347 times 123. Something you guys haven't done. Well, let's try it. What are we doing first?
7 times 3
7
is
times 3
21.
is 21. Putting up the 2. What's next?
7 times.
3 times 4 is 12.
Plus 2 more.
14.
14. Putting up the 1. What's next?
3 times 3 equals 9. Plus 1 equals 10.
10. Line everything up. Everything's lined up. You see that?
Yeah,
Line it all up. What's the next row?
2 times 7 equals 14.
We're through with this one. Putting up the 1. What's next?
2 times 4 equals 8.
Plus
Plus
9.
1 equals 9.
Very good. What's next?
2 times 3 equals 6.
We're done with that. So we're putting up the 6. What's next?
1 times 7. Well, that's just going to be 347.
347. But where's the 7 going?
The 7's going under the 9.
Under the 9. Very good. Now what?
4 go under the 6.
Very good.
And 3
That's 3 goes.
Now, what are we going to do with all these numbers? Add them up. Why we can't subtract them like we did here?
Because that's division. Multiplication plus the add.
Multiplication you add, division you subtract. Let's say it again. Multiplication you add, division subtract. Let's add. 1, 8, 9 plus 7.
9 plus 7 is 9 plus 7. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16. We're putting down the 6. 1 going up top. What do we have next?
0.
10, 11, 12. Put down the 2. Put the 1 up. What's next?
That's 4.
6.
4. 42,681.
Damn.
That's not the same number as this. Something's wrong, isn't
It's
it?
a 6.
We got to add.
We have to add what we have left over. We have to add into what we got. Then we can see if our number's right. 42,681.
Come on.
180 is what we're going to add to it. Now let's add. We always have to remember to add what we have left to what we have. Okay? To find out if it's right. 8 plus 1.
8,
9.
8, 7, 2, 4.
Let's look. Is it the same?
Yes!
42,789 and 42,789. This number and this number is correct. So this is correct according to our place value. When we also had the 300 plus the 40 plus the 7, it's the same thing because as we add 300 plus 40 plus 7, we still get 347. Is that correct?
Yes!
Good job, y'all. Woo! You guys have done very, very well. We're going to take a break and we'll be back in a little while with more of, I'm not sure what's going to come up next. No. But we'll see you guys in a little while. Thank you guys for watching. And you YouTubers, thank you guys for watching too. All you guys on the back screen, thank you guys for watching and thank you too at home. Okay, I gotta figure out.
Mama, I had one up in there because L'Oreal was ripping out all of those wipes. That's why I took them from her. They on my dresser.
There it is. Now I got it. This is a good video. I need to figure out how to keep it.
I want to watch because talking night.